For decades, one story has lingered at the edge of American political history. It never fully disappears, yet it never receives official closure. It exists in court transcripts, investigative journalism, whistleblower testimony, and a trail of unanswered questions. The story centers on Arkansas in the 1970s and 1980s, a small airport in the middle of nowhere, and a future president named Bill Clinton. This is not a story the public is encouraged to revisit, not because it lacks evidence, but because it sits at the intersection of power, intelligence, and plausible deniability. A place where nothing is ever proven, yet nothing is ever fully disproven. The location is Mena, Arkansas. The Mena Airport was, on paper, unremarkable, a rural airstrip serving a quiet town. But during the late Cold War era, it became one of the most whispered about locations in American conspiracy history. Pilots, law enforcement officials, journalists, and former intelligence assets all pointed to the same claim: that Mena functioned as a covert pipeline for cocaine entering the United States. At the time, Bill Clinton was governor of Arkansas. The allegation was not that Clinton personally flew drugs or handled narcotics. The allegation was more insidious: that his administration either knowingly allowed, ignored, or indirectly facilitated the use of Arkansas infrastructure for large-scale trafficking tied to intelligence operations. To understand why this matters, you have to understand the era. The 1980s were defined by the Shadow War in Central America. The United States was deeply involved in funding and supporting anti-communist forces, most notably the Contras in Nicaragua. Congress restricted funding. Intelligence agencies looked elsewhere. Off-the-books operations became common, and drugs became currency. Multiple investigations later acknowledged that cocaine trafficking was used to finance covert operations. This is no longer fringe speculation. It was admitted in parts. The only remaining question was scale and accountability. Arkansas entered the picture because of geography, lax oversight, and political insulation. Mena Airport reportedly hosted aircraft connected to known traffickers and covert supply operations. Planes would land, refuel, unload, and depart. Some flew south carrying weapons, some returned north carrying drugs. Witnesses claimed law enforcement was instructed to stand down. Others said investigations were shut down before they could begin. One of the most troubling aspects of the Mena story is how often it stalled. Local prosecutors tried to push cases forward and were blocked. Federal agencies deflected responsibility. Jurisdictional confusion became a wall. Every time attention grew, it faded without resolution. No sweeping indictments, no definitive reports, just silence. As governor, Bill Clinton had authority over the Arkansas National Guard, state police, and airport operations. Critics argued that such large-scale activity could not occur without political awareness. Defenders countered that governors are not briefed on every intelligence operation. That defense itself raises questions. Why would intelligence agencies operate so freely within a governor's jurisdiction without coordination? Or was there coordination that never became public? Then there is the pattern of protection. Pilots associated with Mena later testified that certain aircraft were untouchable, that manifests were falsified, that inspections were waived. When arrests occurred, cases were redirected or downgraded. Evidence disappeared. Journalists who investigated the story faced pressure. Careers stalled. Stories were buried. One reporter famously stated that the deeper he dug, the more resistance he encountered from institutions that should have supported transparency. This is where the Clinton name becomes unavoidable. Bill Clinton went on to become president. His political rise coincided with the burial of Arkansas-era scandals. Files were sealed. Testimony was fragmented. Public focus shifted. Power consolidated. And then there is Hillary Clinton. During the Arkansas years, Hillary Clinton was not a passive observer. She was a powerful legal figure, deeply embedded in state and national political networks. Critics argue that her role as an attorney and political strategist placed her in proximity to decisions that shaped which investigations lived and which died. No document proves direct involvement, but patterns matter. Financial institutions linked to Arkansas during this period were later implicated in laundering drug money. Legal firms connected to the political elite represented questionable interests. Again, nothing definitive. just a web of coincidences that never unravel. The most disturbing part of the MENA allegations is not any single claim. It is the consistency. Different witnesses, different years, different investigations, same conclusions, same roadblocks. The story is always framed as impossible, too big, too implausible. Yet history is filled with operations that sounded impossible until they were exposed decades later. What makes the Clinton era unique is how effectively the narrative was neutralized. Not disproven, neutralized. Public discourse moved on. Media lost interest. Political capital protected itself. Even congressional inquiries failed to reach conclusions. Not because nothing happened, but because responsibility dissolved into abstraction. Intelligence agencies cited national security. State officials cited federal jurisdiction. Federal agencies cited lack of evidence. Everyone pointed elsewhere. That is how accountability disappears. To this day, MENA Airport remains operational. The town remains quiet, and the story remains unresolved. No smoking gun, no final report, just a lingering question. Did a future president oversee a state that served as a key node in a covert drug pipeline? Or was he merely adjacent to one of the largest intelligence scandals in American history? The truth may never be officially acknowledged, not because it is false, but because admitting it would implicate systems far larger than one man. The real scandal may not be cocaine. It may be how easily power survives unanswered questions. You be the judge. If you're awake, you already know what to do. Hit the link in our description and sign up to our free underground newsletter.